Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming and another Diablo 4 video. Well, season of Malignant is just around the corner. We have all the amazing news for all the hearts. That's right, all 32. We're going to be going over every different aspect so you can kind of theory craft around your build. Let's go. Once again, thanks for watching everybody. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. There's a total of 32 Malignant Hearts that you can farm for inside of Season 1. And today, we're going to be going over all of them. Yep, alongside the update, there was this lovely art. I'll leave a link down below if you want to check it out yourselves. But right now, let's get started with 32 of them. We have some for specific class and some for everybody. Starting off with general for everybody, we have the Pecan Vicious Offensive Malignant Heart. And this one's going to provide critical strike electrically charging the enemy for 0.75 to 2.5 seconds. And this is going to cause lightning to arc between them and any other charge. Enemies dealing 68 to 136 lightning damage. We also have the dance, the Dark Dance, Vicious Offensive, and this is going to be dropped in World Tier 3. Every 5 seconds while above 60% life, core skill costs 60 to 85 life instead of your primary resource. Skills that consume a life deal 10 to 20% increased damage. Tempting Fate, Vicious Offensive, going to drop in World Tier 3 also. You gain 40 to 60% critical strike damage, but your non-critical strikes deal 20 to 15% less damage. We also have the Lionheart, Brutal Defensive. You'll gain 10% barrier regeneration. Okay, you heal 3 to 7 life per second while you have an active barrier. Like that. Revenge, Brutal Defensive, also dropped in World Tier 3. 10 to 20% of incoming damage is instead suppressed. When you use a defensive subterfuge or macabre skill, all suppressed damage is amplified by 250% and explodes, dealing up to 1,360 to 2,040 fire damage to nearby enemies. That sounds insane right there. We also have the Prudent Heart, Brutal Defensive World Tier 3 drop. You become immune for 2 to 4 seconds after you lose more than 20% life in a single hit. This effect can only occur every 110 seconds. Determination is going to be a vicious utility. This is going to be a resource draining effects, and they are 40 to 50% less effective. In addition, you gain 3 to 0.8 increased resource regeneration. Very interesting. Retaliation, Devious Utility, World Tier 3 drop. You deal 510 to 680 fire damage to surrounding enemies whenever your crowd control effect is removed from you. The Calculator is going to be the Devious Utility World 3 drop. After spending 150 to 200 over your primary resource, your next attack stuns enemy for 2 seconds. Very interesting. We also have the Malignant Pat, a Raffle Super. Now this Malignant Heart is interesting. You're going to cycle through a Malignant bonus every 20 kills. You can get a Vicious, you're going to get 20% attack speed. You get a Devious one, you're going to get a core and basic skill, have a 15% chance to restore your primary resource. It's nice. And if you get a Brutal, every 21 seconds you gain a barrier absorbing 85 to 102 damage. Alright, we also have the Creeping Death Wrathful. It's going to also be for a super. Your damage over time effects are increased by 30-40% for each different crowd control effect on the target. Unstoppable monsters and staggered bosses instead take 110 to 130% increased damage from your damage over time effects. And the Barber Raffle Super World Tier, you're going to drop number 3. Critical strikes and all subsequent damage within 2 to 4 seconds is absorbed by your target. Then the absorbed damage erupts onto surrounding enemies. Store damage is increased by 10% per second. Now we have specific ones. We're going to start off with the Barbarian. For the Barb, we have specific hearts called a Focus Rage. It's going to be a Vicious Offensive one. After spending 100 to 60 Fury within 2 seconds, your next non-basic skill critical strike chance is increased by 20 to 30%. Resurgent Life, Brutal Defensive. While below 40 to 60% life, you receive 50 to 60% more healing from all sources. Punishing Speed is going to be a Devious Utility one. Your skills have a 20 to 30% chance to knock down all enemies for 1.25 seconds when that skill attack speed is higher than 35 to 20%. And Ignoring Pain, Raffle, is going to be a super, is only going to drop in World Tier 4. Incoming damage have a 5 to 15% chance of becoming ignored, and it's still healing you for 17 to 68. That sounds pretty awesome. Next up, we have some Malignant Hearts for the Druid. For the Druid, we have the Moon Rage, is going to be a vicious offensive. Kills have a 5% chance to summon a wolf companion to your side for 20 to 30 seconds. In addition, you gain +3 to wolves. We also have the Agitated Winds, going to be a brutal defensive. When 8 to 13 close enemies, automatically you're going to cast Cyclone Armor. And this cannot occur more than 10 to 20 seconds. So, sounds interesting. Inexorable Force is going to be a devious utility. Up to 30 to 50 distant enemies are pulled towards you while you have an ultimate skill active. We have the Unconstrained Beast, going to be a Raffle super when you drop in World Tier 4. When you are hit with a stun, freeze, or knockdown effect, there's a 46% chance to automatically activate Grizzly Rage for 3 seconds. Pretty nice. For the Necromancer, we have the Sacrilegious. It's going to be a vicious offensive. Walking near a corpse automatically activates an equipped corpse skill every second, dealing 40 to 30% reduced damage. You also have the Decrypt or Brutal Defensive. When at least 5 enemies are near you, you gain an aura that automatically curses surrounding enemies with Decryptify for 5 to 15 seconds. We also have Frozen Terror, Devious Utility, a lucky hit chance, up to a 10 to 20% chance of inflicting fear for 2.5 seconds. Feared enemies are chilled for 20% every second. That sounds awesome. We also have the Greatest Feat, Raffle Super World Tier 4. Each minion drains 1 to 2% essence per second, but deal 50 to 75% increased damage. With no minions, this bonus applies to you and drains 5 essence per second. Very nice. For the Rogue, Cluster Munitions, Vicious Offensive, Lucky Hit, you have up to a 20% chance to launch 3 stun grenades that deal 26 to 32 physical damage and stun enemies for 0.5 seconds. Trickery, Brutal Defensive. When you use a Subterfuge skill, you leave behind an unstable Shadow Decoy Trap that stuns enemies. That's right, you're going to taunt them. The Shadow Decoy Trap will explode after 6 seconds, dealing 680 to 1020 shadow damage. Cannot occur more than every 5 seconds. The Clip Shot Devious Utility, Lucky Hit, up to a 20-40% chance for your Cutthroat skills to slow for 40% for 3 seconds, and your Marksman skills to knock back enemies. And the Vow of Apathy is going to be a Raffle Super, and it's only going to drop in World Tier 4. Your attacks have a 5 to 15% chance to apply all imbuement effects at 40 to 50% of normal potency. Rogue has some really good ones. Next up, we have the Sorcerer, Tal Rasha, Vicious Offensive. For each unique element you deal damage with, you deal 17 to 12% increased damage for 3 to 10 seconds. Spell Breaking, Brutal Defensive. After taking a little damage, you gain 20-40% resistance to that element for 5 seconds. Spike Devious Utility. When you are afflicted with a crowd control effect, there is a 20-40% chance for that same enemy and enemies around you are also afflicted with the same effect for 3 seconds. And Omni Power, Raffle Super, I'm going to drop in World Tier 4. Core skills that launch a projectile consume all of your mana for 45 to 35 extra mana consumed. You launch an additional projectile and the damage is increased by 3% up to 5%. And there is a developer note: Cage Hearts cannot be traded between players, so just keep that in mind. You're the only person that can get those drops. So there you have it. Those are all of the Malignant drops that are coming inside of Season 1. But for right now, that's pretty much going to do for the video. Hope you truly enjoyed it. As always, if you're new to the channel, how you doing and welcome. Don't forget to subscribe right here at Karpo Gaming with a wide variety of videos ranging from updates, tips and tricks, guides and news, and a whole lot more. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Once again, thank you everybody for all your love and support. And as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.